Hi, Fernando.
Hey,
How are you?
trying to figure it out.
So it slides in.
It says the arrows right there.
Okay.
It says go that way.
Yeah. So it slides into place on both sides. So you got to kind of like push it forward and pull it back.
It says go that way.
And then
Then
Yep.
Go that way.
Yes. There's arrows right there.
Go that way.
Just put the damn thing on.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
It says go that way.
Hey everyone. How's everybody doing? Hey, you know what today is?
Saturday?
Dude,
No.
jumping the gun way too far. I mean, that's like not even a dream at this point.
See, that's how I leave.
We're in Clearwater, Florida.
What's that?
Somebody asked where we are. So we're in Clearwater, Florida.
Yeah.
Anyways, you know what today is?
Today is Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday. You know what happens on Tuesday after, at nighttime?
I ate.
I mean, yes, you eat, you go home, you play at bed. Either way,
Yes. What happened? Tell me.
tonight is Kicker Unmasked.
Okay.
And why is that important?
Yes,
Is because tonight at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, 7:30 Central, High Five Vega, Big D Wiz, and me, along with Kip, are gonna do part two of the tour.
Okay, so how that works? You guys gonna play a video?
Yeah,
They just gonna talk about it.
So what they did is they filmed it. They pre-filmed it, them walking around,
So
and
Kip film it.
Kip and the video guy filmed it.
Okay.
And so what they're doing is they're giving everybody the tour, and the reason
And you
why,
guys gonna comment on that.
yeah, because
Okay.
for one, they've both been there. They went there together, but then I went there. I've been there twice, and of course I did the documentary where we went there and spent a couple days and talked to departments and all that other fun stuff.
Yes.
So yeah, I think it'll be good. Plus, I think it'll be neat to see what they allow everyone to see, because obviously some of the stuff that's there you can't record.
You can, well, that's Kip.
Yeah, well, yeah. So actually, it's funny. If anybody saw part one of that, there's a scene in part one at the very end where they're walking through where the offices are. So they just finished looking at all the shelving, and then they walk down, and then they turn on the light, and you see a bunch of marine stuff on the walls. And I'm sitting there going, are they going to show what's in there? Because that used to be a Blackworks room where there was a bunch of stuff like that. They would walk up and politely shut that door. But they've since changed the purpose of that room for whatever reason. But yeah, that was kind of surprising when they turned on that light.
It's a dancing room now.
It's a dancing room.
Can I go play?
You can wine, dine, fiesta forever.
Woo.
Come on and sing along all night long.
All night long.
All night. But yeah, so that's what's happening tonight. Pretty excited. Pretty exciting. 8:30, 7:30 Central.
So where?
Yeah, oh, shush. Kicker Unmasked. We got a couple boxes. First off, we got all right. So we got this in the mail the other day, and this is from George.
George.
How do you say it? Padron?
Padron.
George Padron,
Yep.
which his address is on here, so I don't want to show it to you.
Yeah.
But they sent us these cool little things. Go ahead,
Okay.
but just flip it over. We know where it's from. Just flip the other side. So I don't know if his wife makes these or who makes these, but somebody clearly makes these, and they did a really nice job. It came with a cool little, and what we have here is the Mandalorian. It's a mask,
Mm-hmm.
and it says "Thank you."
For supporting our small business.
And then we got the Harry Potter mask, which is pretty cool. These are really nice. You need to take that home to Naomi.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. He didn't give us like what the. I'm assuming it's an Etsy store or something like that. So George, if you're watching this, make sure you let us know where people can go to pick these things up, because I mean they're very nice.
Really
these
cool.
are stretchy.
So
it's elastic.
It has the.
Oh, does it have the metal thing?
Yeah, the metal thing.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
you can put it on,
Yeah.
and it's just.
Yeah. So I mean, we all know that this
cool.
is slowly but surely coming to an end, but
Still.
there we go. So thank you, George, for sending us those. Now we got two boxes.
Yes.
We got this big box here, and we got that small box here. These are both from JVC Kenwood. That dyno hasn't moved an inch because we were waiting for this box. So let's open the small box first and see what this is, because one of these is going to be for the dyno. Yes, the Steve Mead knife.
Somebody's happy too, actually. Packaging.
Yeah, I looked at that. Oh, cool. So these are the 2 dash cams. All right.
Ooh.
All right, so these we're gonna shoot videos on. So let's just leave, we're gonna shoot videos on these. I haven't figured out what we're gonna do with them other than we are gonna shoot a how to put one in. So we have 2 of them though, so who knows? We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with those. So then that means that hopefully this box is the box that we're waiting for. Dude, it's not a steak. There you go. Yeah, always cut away. Or in your case, cut towards yourself. All right, so hold on, what's the question here? Oh, okay, sorry. Is it a problem for my front speakers are 2 ohm and my rear speakers are 4 ohms and my amp can handle 4 ohm and 2 ohm? No, you're fine, that'll work. That's just like if you put 2 pairs of speakers on the front, 1 pair of speakers on the rear, that'd be 2 ohm front, 4 ohm, it's all good. It'll work all day long, you're good.
All night long.
Ooh, white boxes.
White boxes.
Oh, I like white boxes.
I thought you don't.
So we needed a radio, obviously, for that. We contacted Seth, our guy. We said, hey, we're doing this. We need a radio. He goes, it honestly, right now, trying to get a radio is next to impossible. So he's like, let me see what I can do for you, and I will get something. So, it's a
JVC sample.
JVC sample, baby. I love that. They don't want you to give this away or sell it.
No.
Just throwing it around. Ah, perfect. All right, so this is a Kenwood. Which one is it? Dude,
this is the 793BH.
all right.
BX.
All right, so we asked for just a basic CD player. And he's like, a double din will work? And I was like, I don't care. I just need a basic CD player with, preferably 4 volts of output or 5 volts of output. So we got that one. And then we got another one here. I don't know what this one is. So let's figure out what this one is. There we go. Another white box sample. Love the white box samples. This got, this is a DDA. Oh, dude. He went full crazy on us with this one.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Oh, why not?
So a lot of these are samples. So like these are units they have on displays that they take off and stuff like that. So this is not, yeah, see? So yeah, it's a full, I don't care. Awesome. So we got a 996.
Yeah.
Is that what this is?
Yeah. 9906 XR.
Perfect. So we got an XR, cleanest of the clean, the baddest bitch on the block.
Wow.
To hook up to the dyno.
Yes.
Oh man, that is so awesome. JVC Kenwood, you guys gotta love these guys. I mean, they're gonna make using the amp dyno the best. So, pretty awesome there. I'm excited. Woo! Yeah, so now we have no excuse. So now we gotta get that powered up. We still need more power supplies, but at least now we can do small amplifiers and we'll start playing around with it. Maybe we'll do some live, one of these where we just like play with it a little bit and see what we can do, that kind of thing. We got to make a box or something to put that in. Awesome.
You want to make a box? I don't think you made boxes.
Plastic box. Slow it down. We'll make a plastic box. On the 2017 Toyota Tacoma factory radio non-JBL, when I install the kicker key lock, do I connect the input to the front and rear together or go out to a 4-channel amp? No, you just connect the fronts. Just connect the fronts. Don't connect the front and rear together. You'll blow up the amplifier in the factory radio. So it's a 2-channel input only. So if you want fader control, you need 2 of them. If you want to bring more than 1 channel in, you need an external summing device. But if you're just putting the key lock in, it's 2 channels in, 2 channels out. That's it, unless you do what we just said. Costs 12 volts, the remote turn on. wire for the processor. At least you won't lose your tune. Yes, that's a good good bit of advice there. Dean, do you still eat barbecue chicken wings from Hooters? No, not at all. No, I gave up wings for some stupid reason. I don't know why, but
I don't know why.
I don't either. Are you going to K-Fest in Orlando? Hell yes, of course we're going to K-Fest in Orlando. I think we have a class on Saturday. At least that's what it said. We'll be teaching a class there Saturday on videos and whatnot. We do a class called the Digital Business Card, and we've done it now. They've recorded it. No one can see it except for unless you register for Knowledge Fest, but we're probably going to do like a hybrid version of it where we take the 2 classes that we've taught, and which the second one was the basic of editing. We're probably going to combine those 2 and come up with something, because I think we have a little bit more time to play, as far as like they were a strict hour and out. Hopefully these will be like an hour and a half, because we do need more time. How many remotes can you run off a relay? I have 3 amps. It depends on the size of the relay and the size of the circuit you're connected to. So for example, most of the relays, like the one we talked about last week, most relays are like 30 amp relays. Well, if you have a 1/2 amp requirement to turn something on, well then technically you could turn on 60 things if what is connected on the other side, the circuit you're drawing off of it, is capable of having a 30 amp draw. Most of the time you don't need to turn quite that many on. So to answer the question, you can turn on a lot of things with a relay, but 3 amplifiers will not be a problem. You could probably go and order like a micro relay. So for example, like micro relays are usually good for like 10 amps, which is more than enough to turn on 3 amplifiers. But so for example, this is a micro relay, little tiny guy like this. You have to solder onto it, but this is, see, these are a lot smaller and more compact, and these are only good for like 10 amps. But there's your 3 pins there, there's your 2 pins there. So the numbers, yeah, see this says 10 amp. But yeah, so we don't have these on the tool drawer yet because we haven't played with them enough to put them up there. What do you know out of... I don't know anything about that car yet. 2000, okay, non-amplified, same as in the bag. Let's see, not a clue. Not a clue. Maybe you can do a nav TV piece in there? How come when I installed the key lock with the Memphis amp and the Memphis speakers, it sounded horrible, but when I put all JBL stuff in, it sounded really good, and my tweeter floor noise gain's good? Dude, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? There's a lot of things that can go wrong in an install, and maybe you found one of them. Yeah. I don't know. But if you found something that works, rock on with that, I guess. You good?
Yeah.
What you doing? Just poking holes? Poking holes in the theory?
Trying to.
Awesome. Didn't know you guys were local. Getting ready to pull the Bose system in my 2019. Is it worth the effort? I just want good, clear audio. 2019, what would be the question I'd ask? Is it worth pulling out a Bose system? Usually, or bypassing it, or integrating in with it. But we need to know what kind of car it is to what to do with that particular system. Recommended a 4-foot LED bulb to replace shop light. Bought some on Amazon, they died within a year. DNF Tool Drawer is a place you can go and find all the tools we use, dnftooldrawer.com. And what you'll find there is a link to these. These are Saber lights. It says Saber right there. They're all LEDs. We've had these for quite a while. They don't last forever. We have 4 of them, 2 long here and 2 short here. Not the wrapper, just the lights. Anyways, these are what we use. As you can see, they do need some tender loving care. We zip tie the wires onto here because these are eventually all going to fall off, because now they've gone to battery only, which we work on cars way too long. This is the last one I think that isn't battery, or maybe it's this one. Either way, these are what we use. They're reasonably priced. But they typically last a pretty decent amount of time. Right, Fernando?
Yes, that is correct.
2019 GMC. Ooh, okay, so 2019 might fall outside of the scope of, okay, so if you're gonna pull out the radio, which you're probably not, you're gonna need to find an integration for it. Right now, I don't think the Amp Pro GM61 works on the 2019. There was a product from Nav TV called the Nav TV Zen AVB, which you can find those at navtv.com. They have since recalled them because there was an issue with it. However, I don't know when they're going to re-release the product. What that product allows it to do is it plugs into your factory Bose system and gives you a preamp output. It'll actually give you a 14-channel preamp output, not that you need it, as well as a digital Toshlink output if you want to go off to a DSP. That has been the recommended piece in the past, but like I said, they just recalled it because they were having some issues with it. So if you're wanting to do that and keep the factory radio, you'd want to keep an eye on the Nav TV and see when that update comes out for that piece, because that's what you'd want to use. Otherwise, what you'd have to do is leave the Bose system in there and go after the Bose system, meaning what we call speaker for speaker, meaning put new amplifiers in there, new speakers, but come out after the Bose amplifier and let the Bose amplifier do all your processing and stuff like that. You could still do some form of equalization, but you're not doing summing or any of that stuff. So if it's a 10-channel Bose system, you need 10 channels of amplifiers, whereas the Nav TV piece eliminates all that and just gives you a solid preamp output. If that didn't make any sense, sorry, but that's kind of where we're at on that right now. Recommend, okay, did that. Key sounds awesome in my bro. Yeah, no, I mean, we've done tons of keys. How can I fix floor noise? You technically can't. Floor noise is dependent, as we've said, you know, here's the deal. Where's the floor noise coming from is whether or not you can fix it. If the floor noise is coming from the source unit, which more than likely that's where it's coming from, you can't fix it, okay? Because it's there. You'd have to go with giant amplifiers with gains all the way down and almost no sound coming into the amplifiers. But and the reason why that is because, remember, these factory radios were only made to play 15 watts. That's it. They don't have great preamp sections built into them where there's going to be a lot of audio happening. So the signal to noise from the factory radio sucks. It's bad. There's a lot of noise and not a lot of signal. So the difference between the two isn't like an aftermarket piece. So where that floor noise is coming from is that one flaw. So though we have cool things now where we can integrate in and get preamps out and all this other fun stuff, floor noise is always going to be the problem you're going to run into. It's just part of doing this. However, there again, if you've turned up your gains at all, turn them down and see where your floor noise goes away. Remember, if you're running high level, you don't need a lot of gain. You don't need a lot of gain at all because you're running a lot of voltage into that preamp section. You can turn the gains down. If it's not the volume you want, you didn't buy big enough amplifiers. You're gonna need bigger amplifiers. Oh no, the overhead lights. Oh, gotcha. So like these are just LED bulbs that we bought. These have been in here for what, 2-3 years?
2 years.
You sure? I bet you it's more like 3. We just got the generic ones off of Amazon. These were just, there again, I think we got these from Home Depot. But yeah, we didn't buy anything special for those. And, you know, they're on all the time. They haven't died yet. I like the new ones though, where you can actually get the LED panels where you don't see the bulbs. Like these, you can't, it just looks like, but it's because it's a camera. But I know at Home Depot now they sell panel ones. Like Jeff just got them all done at their shop over at Amp headquarters. And they did the panel LED lights, which look beautiful because it's just a solid glow of white light. And I know Home Depot has them, so you might want to check those out. I think it's kind of expensive though, but they look really nice. What is better, RCA or high level input? That's going to go back to the source unit. Depends on the source unit that you're using. If you're talking about if you're talking about something that's using like an A to B or a Zen or an AR style, definitely you're going to want to use whatever it is they're cooking, because they're bypassing all of the nonsense, all of the bass roll. So if you're talking about factory radio, just, this is going to suck. If you're talking about aftermarket radio, it's really going to depend on the aftermarket radio you're buying, because if you buy an inexpensive aftermarket radio, and by that I mean, let's say you get one of the $250 aftermarket radios that has like 2.5 volts output, it's got 15 watts or 50 watts by 4, you have to be real careful, because if you're the kind of guy that doesn't understand, like I'm just going to turn the volume all the way up, we'll definitely use the preamp section, because if you use the preamp, you won't have to worry about breaking anything. If you decide to go with the speaker level output, that is going to clip out really fast. So the difference is, like, let's say if your volume goes up to 50, you're going to clip out at like 38 as opposed to 48. So there's a big gap there. The other thing too is you can put a voltmeter on the output of the factory amplifier in that head unit, play like a 40 hertz 0 dB or play like 1000 hertz 0 dB, no speakers connected, and see what your output voltage is. See what's going on. See what your RC output voltage is. See what your speaker level output voltage is, and that'll tell you, do I want to use that or not? I'm not a fan of it in most cases, just because I know people are going to want, if the volume goes up to 50, I'm going to break it off at 50 and I'm going to play it there all the time. So I like using RCAs. 2019 Camaro non-Bose. Does the Amp Pro is listed? The Amp Pro is listed to work for Bose. If I click the dip switch 3 on a 2019 Camaro, maybe. It depends on what plug it has. If it has the gray-green plug, yes. If it has the square plugs, probably not. So you'd have to pay attention to that. All right, hold on. Daylight bulbs at Home Depot give the best. There you go. Victor's comment of, yep, there you go. Max looks nice on the wall. How cool to get it back after. Oh, it was extremely cool. Yeah, that's right. We did hang up some. We had a couple minutes today. So I went in the cabinets and started trying to organize where everything is at. So we got the illusions. The illusions are out, so we can talk about those on Saturday, because everyone was questioning that yesterday. I didn't know where they were. So we found them, we got them, we set them aside. I put the Macintosh up. I also put the little R2 500 one up. So we bought brackets to do this. So the next is I need to hang this guy up on the wall. This is the Scar amp that somebody decided that they didn't want to tighten these up, or went with CCA and totally destroyed the amplifier. Amplifier unfortunately still works, but who cares? You need to, so Scar let us keep this. At the time, my buddy Shane was there, and he's like, yeah, just keep it if you're going to use it as a tool. So we're going to hang this guy up on the wall. Nothing against them. It was just the guy didn't know how to, didn't use ferrules, didn't do it right. So, yeah. Are you good? All right. Now he's going to back the truck out and get on to the next one. Just in case you're wondering, this was a Nissan Titan. Let me show you guys the Nissan Titan real quick so you can feel like you saw something today. Hold on. So we got a Nissan Titan. We put the backup camera in. This is a 2017. We were able to retain the factory USB. There's the new backup camera with the dynamic lines as you move. This is a Metra dash kit. Actually looked really nice. And then for steering wheel control interfaces on this, the only company that makes interfacing is Metra. So this is like a full Metra deal. Everything on the steering wheel works. We were able to retain everything. It did not have a factory backup camera. So that's why they're in here today, is to get a cool backup camera for it. So now I will say, taking this out of the car, big pain in the butt. Got a lot of extra. It's really extra, because you got to take this off, you got to take the knee buster off, got to take this out. So, and you got to take this off for some reason, but which is okay, because you need to get your reverse wire over here in the corner. What was the reverse wire in this one? Green, white?
Green, white.
So there's a green wire over here in the kick panel that you need to grab in order for your reverse to work, if it is the base model like this one. Hi, I have a Sony head unit. Have had an issue with buttons only working on hot days. Any idea what it could be? Ooh, that's a neat one. Only working on hot days. Are we talking like steering wheel control or just the actual buttons on the face of the radio? The buttons on the face of the radio, there's definitely just something wrong with the radio. If it's a steering wheel control, that has to usually do with the resistance, meaning the wires might not be soldered. They might be twisted and or not making a good connection. But if it's the buttons on the face of the radio, that's definitely a warranty thing you'd want to get taken care of. We need the bi-weekly vlog back. What was that? What was the bi-weekly vlog? I mean, I remember years ago we used to do, that's what turned into install diaries. So when we first started doing like Facebook Lives, we would do, basically it was this, and that turned into, it got more and more complicated as most of the stuff we do does, and that turned into install diaries because it was like we would start something and we would talk about it, and then everyone would want to see how did it turn out. So that was the natural transition to just say, screw it, let's film the whole install, and we'll just do the install diaries, and that would take that whole thing. You know, and then this was just supposed to be 5 minutes. We come on and we just tell you what the hell's going on, and then we go bye-bye. This has turned obviously into like a quick weekly Q&A / cool stuff, whatever we want to do kind of thing. And then we rebroadcast it on Monday mornings. But how is the Scar DDX series? I gotta be honest with you, I don't know which subwoofer is which when it comes to Scar audio. I honestly don't know. I mean, when they come in here, I assume Paul sold them whatever they wanted. I'm not up to speed on those guys. I know this is the RP amplifier. I think this is the one. Yeah, this is a 4-channel. I mean, how do you screw up a 4-channel? I mean, seriously? Is there a way to set gains properly without a DD1? As a matter of fact, yes, there is. But okay, you gotta understand something. When setting your gains, everyone always wants to get the most amount of everything humanly possible out of their gains. It's like, oh my gosh, I didn't, you know, all right, hold on. I'm trying to find something. I don't know why I'm telling you to hold on. It really doesn't matter. So Kicker has a sheet that they've just done all the math for you. So what you'll need is a digital multimeter and some test tones. And you're gonna set your gains by voltage. I don't wanna pull all his stuff down and have him yell at me. Hold on, let me see if I can find this. It might be on their website. But they've started to include with all their CS amplifiers a voltage chart. And what the voltage chart, you could probably find on Kicker U. But the voltage chart shows you what voltage you need. So you basically just cross-reference. I have 1,000 watts, I'm at 4 ohms, and here is what I need to set my gain to. We also did a video on it, how to do it, using the Lumi. So if you go to our channel and click Lumi, then we walk you through the math. All right, hold on. I'm trying to find tech papers. Let's see what this is. Active noise. Yeah, okay. What would they call it? Oh, okay. Probably tune this. Sorry, guys. Fernando knows where it's at. When he comes back, I'm still trying to find it. Y-square subwoofers. Well, that's always a good read. Sorry. All right, so we'll hold on to that for a minute because they have like 50 things here that I just don't know where they put it. But if I find it, I'll bring it back up when he comes over. All right, let's get down. The DSR1 is nice DSP for a budget. Yes, it is. Do you have a radio kit and harness for a Ram 1500 2020 with a 5-inch screen? If there is one, check metroonline.com or pack-audio.com. I believe the kit, the wiring harness is still going to be an iData, so you can still use their kit. The problem you're going to run into if it has a factory backup camera, it's not going to be retainable because it's a high-def camera. So right now there is no retention for the high-def camera. Metra does sell a replacement camera to go down to a lower grade camera, but what do you think about a DD1 Plus? I have a DD1 Plus. It's really nice because it allows you to do something other than just, let's say, the preset 5 dB, 10 dB. If you only want to go 3 dB of plus gain or gain overlap, you can. So there's a lot of different options. Oh, I guess we got the dash kit. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Mercury Sable. All right, hold on. Yes, that is the math equation that is right there. Ohms times RMS divided by the square of volt number. And for those of you that like actual drawn out examples, like I said, we have that on Lumi. Hey, do you know where the kicker power chart is? The folded piece of paper? I know, I looked. I can't. I was having a hard time with one hand. I know. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's a Sable with the
website?
digital dash. I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
I have no idea.
I don't either. I know you got it in there somewhere.
It was here.
I know, it's probably still there. Just, I didn't want to pull it all down. All right, he's gonna take a look for that, and we'll see what we got going on. The football dash? No, this is not the football dash. This is even better. This is the Spruce Goose of radios. This is a digital AC dash. Metra, in their infinite wisdom, decided to start making a replacement for this. It used to be analog knobs, and very few of them got the digital dash. This is unfortunately one of them. So, yeah, he paid a premium to get a dash kit for this. Oh, it's going to be fun. That is for sure, because the radio is back there. Kicker on Mass tonight. Definitely Kicker on Mass tonight. For those of you just tuning in, did you find it? For those of you just tuning in tonight on Kicker Unmasked at 8:30, 7:30 Central, it's going to be me, Hi-Fi Vega, Big D Wiz, and Kip. We're going to do part 2 of the tour. So you're going to get everybody on the tour talking about things that we've seen. Okay, so this is the new power chart that Kicker has. I'm going to try to get them tonight to link to this or tell me where to go. Anyways, this is the quickest, easiest way to do it. You come over here and you find out how much power you have. So let's say you have 800 watts, 4 ohm, 2 ohm, 1 ohm. All right, so 1 ohm, third row, 800 watts. You'd set your gain control at, take your digital multimeter, set it to AC, connect it to the output of the amplifier. Do not have your subwoofer connected. No subwoofer connected. Okay, turn the gain knob plain. So first off, if you don't know where your radio distorts, just do 2/3 volume. That's, kind of like just, 2/3 volume. You can play your test track, probably play -5, -10. If it's a subwoofer, -10 would be okay. You can download their test tracks from kicker.com. They have them on there, as well as if you have a phone, you can get them there, or if you want to buy the Educar Test and Tune, you can get it there. Anyways, you're going to play, like say, -5, 40 hertz. And then just turn the gain knob until it reads this on your meter. And if it's a true 800 watt amp, you'll have 800 watts coming out of your amplifier, okay? At -10 dB, which is a 10 dB boost. If you don't know, like if you have a sketchy amplifier where you're like, like Big D Wiz has done some amp dynos on them and it's been like hit or miss as far as like whether or not it gets rated power, don't do -10, do like -5. Or possibly just straight 0, because you don't want to overdrive that amplifier if it's not capable of doing it. So for example, let's say you had an audio amplifier from the Planet and it says 1,000 watts on the cover of it. There's no way in hell an amplifier with a 35 amp fuse is putting out 1,000 watts. Don't try to tune it that way. If it's got a 35 amp fuse on it, best it's going to put out is 400 watts. More than likely 300 watts. So The fusing on the side of the amplifier is a really good indicator on those bigger sub amplifiers what they're doing. So that's always a dead giveaway. I won't say all amplifiers are like that because these new micro amplifiers, they can do some crazy ass power in a little tiny shoe size. 901.5 has an 18 dB of bass boost. How do that on? So you can use AccuBass. If you don't need AccuBass for bass roll-off, you can actually use AccuBass as a bass boost. So it'll do the same thing. And you can tell it where you want it to come in and get louder and do all that fun stuff. So you can actually use it as the opposite of AccuBass. You can use it as a loudness control so that as the volume ramps up, you get a big jump in the end there, which is kind of fun. So it's something you can play with and just kind of like have a good time. You put 22s in that Sable. Put it on 22s, rolling deep. That body style Titan has some trash factory speakers. I would agree. Bobby with the pro tip of the day. Pro tip of the day. You got a pro tip of the day, Fernando?
Don't install something that is not yours.
Don't install something that is not yours?
Yeah.
Oh, you saw that back there? Yeah. I don't really have a pro tip of the day today, other than make sure you tune in tonight at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, 7:30 Central for Kicker Unmasked. I'll see you guys there, along with Big D, Hi-Fi, and of course Kip himself, driving the ship. With that, I'm gonna let you go.
Clear water. Sorry about that.
Clearwater doesn't exist. Well, she can hear you though, so I mean, we can see clearly the weather is hot. I think we're
right
okay.
Right now the weather is a 79. Siri is on drugs.
She might be. I mean, have you been in this car? She's probably already flying high. Flynn Audio in the house. Flynn. Dude, like every time. Trinidad, what is up? So today's Camaro day. This is actually the second Camaro right here. Pro move. Ooh, what's on that car? I was kind of wondering the same thing. I don't know. I think like a flock of birds had a really, maybe they had a burrito, but it is pretty disgusting. Pro tip of the day, if you are bringing your car in someplace to get it worked on, clean it out. I'm just saying, or clean it off. But there is a pressure washer right there, so my guess is that he's going to take care of that now that he's got a radio in it. Air conditioner working? Okay. Fernando looks small in that one. Well, I'm far away, I guess. Hey from Massachusetts. Hey guys, actually passing Jacksonville now. Drove down. Perfect. We're far away from Jacksonville though. Where can I catch the Soundman on podcast? That is going to be on 12V Talk, but it's going to be next Tuesday. I thought it was this Tuesday. So it'll be a 12V Talk over on Facebook and YouTube. I suggest watching it on YouTube. But you can subscribe to 12V Talk on your YouTube tubes. That's going to be Soundman next week.
Really?
Well, yeah, but dude, tomorrow on Hi-Fi Vega, our show that we do, not yours and mine, but mine, we're going to have Mark from Car Audio Fabricator. So,
That's right.
Hey, and speaking of tomorrow, which is Thursday, Thursday, let me wake this guy up here. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Don't miss April's monthly web training. This month's topic, single amp systems, brought to you by Matthew Palumbo and the guy we all know and love, Mr. Chris Bennett. That is Thursday, April 22nd, and that is 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can find it, join us on Zoom or live on Facebook. So if you don't follow Audio Control on Facebook, make sure you do. That way you can check this out tomorrow, Pacific time. That's 3 hours. This is 3 hours behind us. So that would be 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys head over and check that out. Because it's going to be all about the 5 channels, because the 5 channels are both shipping now. So you can see the D and the LC are both shipping. How are we doing with the AC?
Doing awesome.
Okay.
That's what I'm here now.
That's okay. What's up from Daytona Beach? Another Camaro. Yes, these are Camaros back to back. So the reason why this particular Camaro, actually both Camaros came in with problems. This one, the air conditioner was broke on, and the easiest way to fix the air conditioner, if the radio is broke and the air conditioner is going like on, off, or doing anything weird, just replace the radio. We prefer the iData kit because, come on, man, doesn't that look sexy? You got air conditioning controls on the face of the radio, and that fixes it. So now he's got air conditioning again. He'd already paid his mechanic to go in and do a bunch of stuff, and that didn't fix nothing. And his mechanic was like, hey, man, I think the radio's pushing on the, I have no idea what he said. It was weird. Either way, we're like, yeah, we fixed that before. So it's like the G35, like your car, when the air conditioner breaks. You just put a new radio in it and it solves the problem. So, yeah, do one of those. So he got you got a checking and a savings? Yeah. So he upgraded to the new radio and a backup camera. So we got a backup camera on there. We got some shoes. Yes, that was all in this car. Let's see this backup camera. Look at that. And there's all the junk we just saw.
That's right.
I know. My Kenwood 99 HD went totally dark and will not work. It's time. What is the best replacement? The 997 still favorite? Yes. Yeah, that's a nice. I mean, okay, here's the deal. If you don't mind the big screen, try to go with the 1057 because the 1057 actually has more features in it. But if you like the double din and you want to go with that, then yes, the 997 or the 996 is the way to go, for sure. Okay, can we shut the engine off? It's kind of loud. Thank you. It's not going anywhere. It's staying the night. I got a kicker P. You mean that's a Rockford? Unless kicker uses the same P300. Okay. So, anyways, you got a kicker. 2000 Explorer amp is under the passenger seat and has a 4-gauge power fuse. Should I go 4-gauge or 8-gauge on a P300? If it's a P300 and it's like the amplified subwoofer enclosure, which I think you're thinking about, then 8-gauge is all you require.
8-gauge.
8-gauge, baby. What Camaro did you use? It got a JVC. He got the JVC. We got the EchoMaster backup camera, which is, our favorite backup camera. And then we got this guy here, which is that. I have no idea. We just started carrying JVC, so sorry, I don't really know the model numbers yet. Wow.
You okay?
No, I got a dry spot of air in my throat.
Hairball.
What's that? Hairball. Total hairball. Wow. That was weird. Doing my Exelon install. My taco with Maestro this weekend, plus some Hertz components. Ooh, baby. Loving it.
I like tacos.
You like tacos? I like tacos too. Who doesn't like tacos? I was wondering if you ever ran into this problem. Pioneer Radio making a popping when you touch the screen in the... Ooh. Yeah, actually we have.
Where?
On a Pioneer, when you touch the menu, it popped. I don't remember what it was. It's been a long time. Yeah, honestly, I don't remember what it was. But yes, we've had that before. If there's outboard amplifiers, I believe it has something to do with that, but it has been a very long time. Are you having fun? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm an idiot. Doing install a speaker, I nicked it with a screwdriver. What's a good repair for an E600 small and the woofer? It's not the end of the world. If it's a smaller speaker, it happens. I understand. You want something that's kind of flexible, like a rubber cement would be good. Most of the time, though, people just use super glue. You want to use the minimal amount as possible, but yeah. You want to glue it back together with, try not to make it, like, don't put a giant goop ball on there, but yeah.
Gorilla glue.
Yeah. Should I use 10 dB, 40 hertz test tones to set gains on a sub channel of a Pioneer D9605? All right. You can. That would be fine. You know, wouldn't be the worst. That would work. Yeah, just make sure when you do it, you have your subwoofer level turned all the way up on your radio. And also make sure you have the sub knob on that amplifier turned all the way up as well. If you don't, that's where you're gonna run into problems. But make sure you have both maxed out, because my guess is that's where you're gonna probably end up running them anyways. So, yeah. Sorry, I meant Rockford. I figured you meant Rockford. It's okay. It's okay. Recommendations on an aftermarket stereo for 2018 Silverado. High 10? What do you think?
Silverado, yeah.
Silverado, high 10 with the dash kit. So Amp Global Stinger, you know, the Stinger high 10, they make a nice dash kit for that now. If you head over to Stinger, I don't know, just type Stinger Electronics and see where that gets you on the internet. And they make a dash kit for that now that fits the high 10 right in there, nice and flush. It looks sexy. Otherwise, any radio will fit. If you don't want to do a lot of cutting, I suggest getting something a short chassis. That is one of the things that makes the high 10 really nice. Is I don't believe you have to do a lot of cutting for that to fit in there. Wireless Android Auto radio operations. Anything wireless is awesome. Wireless Android Auto, once you get it working, is phenomenal. It's just getting to that first point of it actually working can be a pain. One of the problems. What?
High 10 is wireless?
No, high 10 is not wireless. High 10 is wired. Yeah, you'd have to get into a Kenwood because there are no Pioneers anymore. There will be more. Right now, they're just out of them because of the whole fires in Japan and whatnot. Don't forget to pick up that screw.
Yes, sir.
I forgot. I lost my train of thought. Sorry, there's a screw on the ground and didn't want to leave it there. In Android, one of the biggest problems people make is that there's a feature in Android that says do not recognize new radios. And that's like default off. So it's like if you run into a problem where you can't get Android Auto to pair at all, and it just keeps like, just go into the Android settings and or scroll to the bottom as it were, and make sure it says that box is turned off. Drinking water, yes, so get the hairballs out. Tell Fernando to get dusting. That cough is ugly. Yeah. Colorado was beautiful. I loved it. Oh, cool, man. I mean, we live here, so we kind of take it for granted, but it is nice. I'm not gonna lie. Even when it's humid as shit, I wouldn't trade this for the world. I can't do cold, and dry heat sucks. So, you know, the moisture in the air keeps your skin nice and, you know, feeling good. It's like natural lotion. I'm joking. I have no idea. I don't even know why I said that. It's miserable either way, but I'll take this misery over snow. I picked up a fast ring for the front door. It's gonna follow Nando's vids with some deadening. Thank you guys for all the vids. You're welcome, and you will have great success if you follow the way Nando does it. Dash kit says not available yet. That's a possibility. It's one of those weird things. It is available. It's just in and out of stock a lot. If you have a Stinger dealer in your area, they will probably be able to get it for you. So it is available. I mean, you can find it on their Stinger website. As far as you can find it on their Instagram pictures and stuff like that. It's available. It's just they're not making large quantities of them. So, you know, just call around. You'll be able to find one. Bobby, what's going on? Any idea when inventory will be back to normal, specifically Kenwood head units? Nope. Not a chance, man. You know, every time we think we're going to get a reprieve from just the craziness that is going on right now, something else stupid happens. So I don't think we can expect anything to come back to normal until sometime next year. To be realistic, I mean, you know, it's just how it is. I mean, right now, I wish it wasn't, but it's they're making them as fast as they can, which is just crazy.
Creating fires.
D, thanks for the shout out last night. You bet, Bobby, man. You bet. Uncle Bobby B, baby. Uncle Bobby B. Well, no, so what happened last night, because I know you weren't watching. This guy.
I don't watch nothing.
When Big D Wiz came on, he said something about Bobby. You know, something good. It was all good conversation. And I was like, well, hell, man, I got to follow. I mean, and Kip was talking up Big D Wiz last night. I was like, Jesus, man, I got to follow this. And so I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw props up to Bobby's. I'm gonna throw props on top of props. So, like, Big D came out and was like, well, first off, Kip was talking about his new donkey, or his new, yeah, they got a baby donkey, which is a kid, which I thought was funny how Kip didn't know what a, anyway, not donkey, a goat.
Yeah.
So they have a new kid, which is a baby goat. Anyways.
Yeah.
And he named it Kicker.
Okay.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
So then Big D Week comes on and he's talking about Bobby. So I come on, I'm like, I gotta trump all these stories.
Okay.
So I came on and I was like, hey man, when Bobby says he's gonna pick you up at the airport, he's picking you up at the airport.
Yes.
And so then,
yes,
you know,
he is.
Yeah. He might drive around once or twice and look angry, but that's him coming to get you.
No, he was very happy when we met.
Oh, I mean, once we find one, you know, I mean, dude, let's be honest. Anyone that has to drive around LAX,
yes,
you might. I wish that on nobody. That is like hell. And honestly, I told him, I was like, dude, don't worry about it, because I didn't want to have him come to LAX because, like, oh my God, like that is the worst freaking airport on the face of the earth.
We can do it next year too, man. It's okay.
No, we're just gonna meet him at Disney.
Oh.
I think that's a way better idea. Or we'll fly into John Wayne and just have him pick us up there and drive us to Disney. You know, we'll all just hang out at Disney.
John Wayne.
John Wayne, baby. John Wayne. Okay, anyway, sorry to go down that road. Look out, Kingpin Audio in Vegas forgot some awards last year. Yeah, oh, that's Kingpin. That's you still got your thing?
What?
Did you move it? Did you move your Kingpin thing?
Nothing.
Got rid of it?
I got nothing.
That's Jason Kranis at Kingpin. Good guy. Yes. He just got a new store. Dean, please put Fernando in a box and override him to me to help me with some sound dampening. Oh yeah, he bought 2 kits of the Ground Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck. Wear gloves. Wear gloves.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor. And knee pads.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Hold on. I gotta flip this around. So Fernando was complaining that with the Ground Zero kits, you know, it has that aluminum panel that you have to cut. So I said, dude, don't worry. I'll pick you up some shears. I have just the shears in mind. I forgot how big these were, but like, these are the shears of shears. They used to be gray, so you might have seen them before. Now they're red, which is even better. But so this is what we picked them up. These are the Wise, like, monster freaking shears. So
dude, this is insane, man. Come on.
Yeah, I know, right? So I may have overcompensated on that one.
I got it.
You know, if you got questions about Savard, you're gonna want to tune in to 12V Talk tonight.
Savard?
Because, you know, Derek and Robert, Mr. Hi-Fi, as we call him, are way more versed in the Savard world than I am. That was never even on my radar.
Hang on, I get confused.
Yes.
It's not the factory fit for BMW.
No, the Savard with an S, not Bavard with a B.
Okay, see.
Or Bervid, or Bavard, or whatever they call them. Yes, it is very confusing. Okay. They're spelled very similar.
Okay.
Morello or Audio Frogs 6x8s for hip hop and jazz. Oh, come on, man. It's like
6x8.
I didn't even know. I guess they make
They still make 6x8?
Yeah, they do. Hip hop and jazz, huh? I mean, that's kind of an extreme. I'm gonna go Morel. I'm gonna default on what I know and love. Just gonna go that way, you know. Gonna go Morel. The thing is you're not gonna go wrong either way. Those are both fabulous speakers. But you know, I guess I have to play the "you're not on my team, you suck" line, you know, and just go with what I love. Not that I don't really love Audio Frogs, but I love Morel just a tad bit better. And you're asking for my opinion.
There you go. Yeah,
so,
that's it.
And that's what you're getting. Haha, those shears. I know, right? It's bigger than a PDX amplifier. Of course it is. Hold on. M5 screws for door speaker mounts. Is that what you typically do? Correct. So we will use M5s. We'll use M5 nutserts. So basically what you have is license plates are M6s, door speakers and radios are M5s.
Yep.
So the screw the threaded screw that goes in the side of radios an M5.
Fuse holders M3s.
Fuse holders an M3. We carry all of them though. We actually start stocking down on M2 now. So we carry 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 8.
Ooh.
Because
look at you.
8 is the spare tire bolt, the back of the car.
Yeah.
So we found that out. So we had to go pick up. I ordered a bunch of 8s. So.
Yep.
Fernando's not eating potato chips with salsa. Yeah, he is.
Dude.
Where'd you?
Wavy, jalapeno. This is how you eat the sprinkles, bro. You grab one of this, and then you just.
Oh, you're not gonna stack them, like different flavors, and make the fufu.
Sandwich time.
Okay. Fernando, you might as well leave them open. Once you pop it, you can't stop it.
I know. It's getting just. I know. Let's stop.
Picked up my car for the first time, getting an amp with DSP, and it sounds great. Work was done by Rick and Marty.
Wow. Rick and Marty.
I was thinking of the
TV show?
Yes.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like,
okay. So we know Valentino on cucumbers. We know is good.
oh, they so good.
Yes, but you also got to add your crappy turmeric sauce.
Yeah.
Which no, but
Ooh,
G-Day guys from Australia.
this
Hey,
guy.
toilet time
Markland.
for Fernando. Oh, Markland is in the
And
house.
if you guys are in Atlanta,
Check him out. This
check
guy,
him out.
Markland.
Yes, Markland Designs, please.
Yeah, he, like myself, it was a runner-up to Installer of the Year. We both have the wedge-shaped doorstop piece of glass.
Yeah.
So,
They are.
you know.
They are. Loving my Morel Tempo Ultras.
Sue's asking about dinner. Ozona Pig.
Oh.
I'm gonna do a salad, but thank you.
What about chips and salsa?
I really want a chicken salad. However, they have a chicken salad, which I think they do. No, they use crappy lettuce. Never mind. I'll just make one. But thanks, Sue. Tamarack and apples. Nando knows how to snack. Oh yeah. He puts that crap on everything. I don't like it. I've had it enough to where it's like I can safely say that is not a flavor I need to keep in my arsenal.
Pieces of orange, and you put like Valentino
Oh
sauce.
Jesus, stop.
Oh,
Loving my Morel Tempo Ultras running active with my D 4.800. He's got the D. What is going on?
that's what she said.
There he is, Markland. You can also find Markland here on Instagram if you'd like to get an idea of how it works. You guys always ask, hey, Instagram is the best place to find your installers, guys. I'm not going to lie. I know that's the hard part. Most installers have hopefully figured out that they need to tag their cities in their pictures. So, like, if you're in a city, you should be like hashtag car audio, hashtag
So,
Atlanta, and you should be able to find these guys.
Now that you say that, some of these guys on the Clean Wire Club, they actually posted and repost his page,
Yeah.
like the business page. So
Yeah.
now you see what kind of shop do the job. So it's pretty cool.
You guys are having this whole like Martha Stewart moment in there. He's like, I got to try this on oranges.
Oh, dude, you need to.
There are certain things that just need to be left alone, man.
No, you gotta try it. Try
Oh
new
my
things.
gosh, I'm gonna just eat
So
ice cream.
good.
I'm going to upgrade my 2010 WRX speakers. Wondering if Hertz or Rockford Fosgate better for front splits. As I have heard, I need to go for shallow mount 6.5. I can tell you right now, shallow 6.5 is going to put you out of the Rockford line because they don't make a shallow 6.5.
They don't.
Hertz
Yeah, they do.
is a shallower 6.5 just because of the way the basket is made. There again, it depends on the Rockford, but most Rockfords are not
I think-
shallow.
All right.
I mean-
we're talking about subwoofers. Or
No, we're
regular
just talking
speakers?
6.5s in the door.
All right. So Rockford, the only shallow probably is the R,
The Prime,
the Prime. That's it.
which I would never go. I mean, if you're talking Hertz, I would just go Hertz.
Right.
Yeah, I think it'd be better.
Prima.
Well, no, but I think the Hertz will fit though. I don't think you got anything to worry about. I think the Hertz will go. But I mean, I'd still do Hertz anyways. Question: JL Audio's ZX800 or Morel Elite Titanium 9-inch. What would you use? Oh, trust me, that 9-inch is some next level crap right there.
Yep.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
I would love to.
I mean, if you're looking for a mid bass, because that's a mid bass. So, another big mid bass like that you might want to check out, just to have another option, because life isn't confusing enough, is the Illusion Audio 8-inch mid bass.
Well, that or the Audio Frog, man.
Audio Frog also has a new 8-inch mid bass, but I would probably still go with the 9-inch Titanium.
9 inches. Howdy.
Joe's Crab Shack. Joe's Crab Shack's across the street here, actually. I don't think. Are they still open?
Yeah, they're still open.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Every time I pass, it looks like it's.
They're kicking it.
Yeah,
The shake is or the shack is shaking.
But they still.
Yeah, no, they're
rocking.
actually Joe's Crab Shack's like
5
right
minutes
there.
from here.
Yeah. Howdy. It's only 5 minutes because you got to sit at the light.
Correct.
Yeah. I've not found anyone in Arizona. That's why I've been in a couple. I'll be in a couple weeks. Oh wow, you didn't find
in Arizona? They have many.
Oh yeah. There's a lot in Arizona.
Dave Cos is in Arizona.
Dave Cos is in Arizona, but
Yeah.
there again. I mean, I'm not gonna turn away business, but
Yeah.
so yeah. Found Sounds Plus from you guys, and they are great. Yeah.
Marty's great.
Maddie. Sounds Plus, Maddie.
Yeah. They're
Right?
Good.
No,
They're good.
Sounds Plus, right?
Sounds Plus. Yeah.
Or is it? What's
Yeah.
What's Marty's place? Marty Dean. What's the name of his?
Sounds Plus.
Oh, okay. I was thinking Maddie. What's Maddie's? Sound Effects.
Sound Effects.
Marty. Jesus Christ. It's too much sound. Sounds this and sounds that. But no, Marty. Okay, so that's who installed it. Marty installed.
Yeah.
We just call him Marty Dean. I'm sorry. I know everyone calls him Marty. We call him Marty Dean just because it's my name and his name.
Sounds Plus, but yeah,
Sound Plus is wonderful. Dude, that is one of the shops I would love to go visit just because it's such a cool building. But yes,
Really nice.
Marty is a great guy. And he's big friends with Market Cardio Fabricator, who's going to be on the show tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. Yeah, he's going to be on the show. Yep, they've actually done some work together. They've done a couple cars together.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. So also tomorrow, just in case you guys are interested in getting some more learn on, our friends over at Audio Control are having their show of the month tomorrow. Don't miss April's monthly web training. That's right, Matthew Palumbo and the guy we all know and love, Mr. Chris Bennett. This month's topic is single amp systems. That means that the 5 channels are both available. You can get the LC and the D are both. The D is in smaller quantities, but you can find it tomorrow, April 22nd, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's going to be 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's a 3-hour time difference, but you do the math. That's 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Don't forget to check it out. If you can watch it on their Facebook channel, so make sure you follow them on Facebook at Audio Control. You definitely want to check that out, because why wouldn't you not want to?
It's charged, sir.
Oh, you charge my... Oh, you're the best. Hey, you charge the Marty Dean Aussie Iron.
Yes,
LC 1.800 receiving signal from a D. Which bass remote should I go with? All right.
What happened?
Bass remote should I go. All right,
Bass
here's
remote.
the thing. I personally like to use the one out of the LC 1.800 because I like to have a knob that turns up and stops and turns down and stops. The problem with the 3 that goes into the D amplifiers is that, well, it's a multifunction knob, which is kind of cool because if you like make multiple presets, you can change your presets from it. However, you could also do that if you buy the Bluetooth dongle for it, because you can just do it on your phone. But I don't like the infinite spin. I like to know when I'm all the way up and when I'm all the way down. So to me, that
Stopping
knob
point
is
always-
way cooler.
Yeah.
So that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
That's me. That's how I roll.
That's Justine.
That's Justine. Sorry I got disconnected. Not sure if you answered the question. Oh, we did answer the question.
Yeah.
We actually said the Morels, if you need a mid bass, but we also recommended 2 speakers you may also want to check out, just to confuse you even more, was the Illusion Audio 8-inch, as well as the new Audio Frog GB 8-inch. All 3 of those are great speakers, but in my world, the Morel Titanium 9-inch is you know, the bee's knees, the cat's meow, the best thing since sliced bread. However, just to turn you on to other brands that you may not have looked at, those are 2 other brands that do make exceptional speakers as well. So the tuner can't disable stop start in the ECU. I don't know what we're talking about. Love the content, no problem.
Thank you.
Dean, I have a stop start bypass you put in my Ford F-150. If I get engine tune from a performance shop, should I remove the module or leave it alone? Leave it alone.
Yeah, no.
Just leave it alone. It shouldn't matter. Yep, that's what they were responding back to.
Yeah, it's not gonna do nothing.
Yep, you should be fine. But the ARC has a pretty blue LED. ARC has a lovely yellow LED.
I don't even care about the LED.
Half the time we hide the damn LED because, let's be honest, it's this beaming ray of light coming off your dash that is the most obnoxious thing anyway.
All right, unless you make a trim LED.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
Illusion Audio, not a big fan, but they have awesome XL subs. Yeah, again, just throwing it out there. Thanks, Dean. I will get the ARC1. Do that. And, of course, check out tomorrow on Audio Control. Check out Thursday night when we have Mark on, and that is on the Hi-Fi Vega YouTube channel.
Yes.
If you want to tune into the 12V Talk tonight with, there again, Mr. Big D Wiz and Hi-Fi Vega. Next Wednesday night, they're going to have Salman. I thought it was this Wednesday. It's going to be next Wednesday, but tune in and watch anyways, because why not? What foam do you use for tweeters? We actually just kind of find stuff and use it. We don't have anything specific we use yet.
No.
I know that's weird. We just keep finding foam. So it's one of the things we're working on, and hopefully we'll have a better answer for at some point. But right now we don't. I mean, what'd you expect?
I know, right?
I know. That's just how it is. What's going on?
Nothing.
I know. We just pulled the car out. We should have kept it in the bay, but the customer's waiting.
I don't know.
Well, he's walking around here somewhere.
Okay.
Because I think he is anyways, because he drove here from Texas, so.
That's crazy.
For a basic radio install and a little fix here and there.
Radio, subwoofer, and fixing his 4-channel amplifier.
Yeah. This is the second time, because the first time he drove over with no appointment.
Correct.
Yeah, he's like, so. What's up, Cole Phillip? How's it over there on the other side of the planet? But anyways, bit of bad news.
Sad.
It is sad. I was really looking forward to tonight, but apparently Mark, Mr. Cardio Fabricator, had something that came up a tad of an emergency, so he won't be joining Hi-Fi Vega and myself tonight. Really kind of bummed.
Everything is good, right?
Exactly. So, family comes first.
Right.
So we'll get him back on. It's no big deal.
Yep.
It's not like it's, not like the end of the world.
No, not at all.
But don't worry. We've got a better guest lined up. You know who we have lined up?
No.
Mr. Born Identity himself, Matt Damon. I mean, it's going to be tight, but we're going to try to get Matt Damon on tonight. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. You know people?
Canada, what's up? Man, I called Kimmel. We'll get him on. If he can't get on Kimmel tonight, then, we'll just slide him into our slot. We had an opening.
What's his name?
I don't know.
The Spanish guy.
The guy we're
Guillermo.
Guillermo?
Yes.
Oh, the security guard? Yeah.
Yes, I know Guillermo.
Yeah, well, call Guillermo. We'll get Matt Damon on. It'll all work out.
We used to hang out together.
Yeah? Back in the day?
Oh, totally. On the weekends, man.
Soundman will be on their show next week. So I'm sure he has already got plans tonight. So a little late notice there. But no big deal. We're not used to doing guests, but
hey, why not?
it's something we're trying. I mean, I really wanted to get him on.
Yeah,
so.
totally.
But no, we'll get him on. I mean, hey, stuff happens. It's not the end of the world.
No, not at all.
So, besides, Matt Damon will work out. It'll be good.
Sure.
I'm just saying, won't it? All right, hang on. For 2018 Camaro Nambos, would a kicker key be good? And don't grab the fronts because the chime will go ding, ding, ding so loud, correct? Well, okay, so the thing is, it won't be too bad, believe it or not. If you go into the radio and you turn it all the way down as far as it'll go, it's not that loud. It's not too bad. Like, we've done a couple of trucks at this point with the key, and it wasn't overwhelming. I was like, the last Chevy we did, where we put them in the armrest, we did the key on the front, and it wasn't too bad, you know, because it's got that active crossover in it, so it only comes out of the mid bass. Because we went full passive on it. I'm sorry, full active. So
we're not changing the radio.
We're not changing the radio, and it only comes out of the mid bass because the chime is right at 500 hertz. So it wasn't too bad. I was impressed. I think it was okay.
All right.
But, you know, yes, if you don't want chime at all, you still got to put a speaker in there somewhere. Plus, it also depends on where the backup sensors are and stuff like that. Just put an LC7 on my stock deck. When I turn on car, I get a loud pop. Can that blow my speakers? If it's too loud, it can be doing some damage for sure. You need to find out if it's coming from the LC7i or if it's coming from the amplifiers. Sometimes with the LC7i and the GTO circuit, it turns on a little too fast. But that'd be what you want to check. Now, if you didn't use the GTO circuit and you just ran an accessory wire, that could also be what's causing it. Because the GTO, the great turn-on circuit, is basically what that is, uses DC offset, which in most modern cars will turn on long before you turn the radio on. So it's going to be one of those things, but you can easily... okay, I say easily. Sorry. Yeah. You can test for it by turning the GTO circuit off and tapping on the constant 12 volts, jumping it over, or just removing it depending on how you did it. And then once you've figured it out, you know, work from there. You figured it out. D9 will send you 2 Mustang mid-range harnesses for your convertible. Okay. That's all right. Hola, amigos.
Oscar.
You need more Honda Element content. LOL, not like you have control over that.
Hey, bring yours, man.
I was gonna say, bring it on, man. Yeah. Bring it on. You know,
we would love to work with all these cars that you suggestions sometime.
Yeah, people keep bringing us Camaros, Porsches, F-150s, Toyota Tundras, Jeeps, and SC430s. Oh God, no.
Like yesterday was crazy. 2 Camaros back to back.
It sucked.
The other day was old F-150s. So
yeah. As far as the iPads and the dash go, no, not really. It's kind of, no. I mean, that involves a lot of customizing the dash and stuff like that, so that's really not our speed. I've done it in the past, like when that was like, oh my God! But
remember
it's
that
not
I
real
wanted
popular.
to do that in my G35, and it's like, man.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
that one.
Yeah, no. Help, my source unit distorts at 30 when I get my gains on the D5-1300 at volume 29. I can max out the gains without the max input or output lights coming on. The unit is that normal. Well, every unit is going to max out at a certain point, so not every radio plays all the way up, if that's what you're asking. The difference between a radio going, oh my God, stop, and a radio being like, yeah, that's cool, is usually 1 or 2 clicks. I mean, I think you've seen in the video where it's like, turn it up 1 more, turn it down 1 more, and that's the difference between distortion and non-distortion. Mm-hmm. Depending on what radio you have, it may be distorting sooner than later. It just depends. It's not necessarily a bad thing as long as it's not distorting. You know, you ride it until it doesn't want to work anymore, and then you're
volume
done.
29, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's not great. Doesn't give you a lot of room, but it's not the end of the world if, you know, depends on the source unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, might be time for a new radio. Yeah, no, nothing.
Matrix?
No, it won't work because you're still distorting the signal, so... The only thing it's going to do is give you more gain, which you don't need more gain. You'd want more individual control. So, external volume knob. That'd be it. Have you guys listened to the Focal PS165V Polyglass? No. We just skip right over those and go right to Flax. nothing against them. I was just never a fan of those years ago. Some people have told me they've gotten better, but for the financial difference between those and the Flax, just go to the Flax. Mr. Berg, what's up? What's up? Nothing. Big Al, Dark Side Customs. Ooh,
we don't have that car in here.
I wonder if that was the car I was trying to think of the other day that we were talking about. Baja Racing? I don't think it was, but that's one of those. Need another Sable. I'm going to go with no on that one. I definitely don't feel like we need another Sable. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, no. One is enough of one of those. DNF Thursday. I know.
Right?
Yeah, it is. Can't wait for tonight, man. Do you normally put the Maestro behind the radio or extend the cables to the glove box for easy access for reflashing? No, it usually goes behind the radio. However, if you're worried about reflashing it, which you shouldn't be, but if you are, just go for the RR2. The RR2 is Bluetooth flashable, so you never need to pull it out of the dash again. You just do it right from your phone, right to the device, super easy. The thing is, if it's working, there's no reason to reflash it. The only time you reflash a module is if there's a problem with it. And I can tell you right now that like the opportunity for us to pull a brain out and have to reflash it to something is really, really thin.
It's minimum. Yeah. No.
Usually there's a problem right away and you know. Like, for example, the other day, we had a Honda Accord come in, and we put the brain in, everything worked, or so we thought, and we found out that the gauges weren't working. We ended up having to pull it back apart, contact them, talk to them, and they were like, oh, hey, every now and then what happens is you do an update, and that actually breaks something back end side. So they had just done an update to that firmware a month ago. So we actually ended up rolling our firmware back to the previous firmware and everything worked like it was supposed to. So something they did between the firmware of old and the firmware of new broke something in that particular car. So the reality is if everything is working, leave it alone. So because
if it's
doing
not
an
broke,
update, don't fix it.
So just like, not because you see a new firmware update,
yeah.
Like, oh, I have to be up to date. Yes, in some products you have to. But in this one, if your product is working fine, everything is fine, you don't have problems, just leave it alone.
Just leave it alone. Sometimes they update for Android. Sometimes they update for iPhone. If you don't have an iPhone, don't update it.
Yeah. Right.
But anyways, yeah, that answers that question. And that's how it was explained to me.
Sounds Plus
in the house. Marty, hey, Morel's here. Hi, Morel.
Did you remember?
Did I forget?
Optimus Prime?
Optimus stuff was Radio Shack.
Okay.
Yeah, Radio Shack brand back in the day. Used to have my radio. So Radio Shack used to have a battery of the month club. So every month you could go in and get a free battery. So like every month you'd go get like a AAA or a 9-volt or something like that, and they'd stamp you a little card. So you'd try to get everyone that you knew to get one of those, so that every month you could get new batteries. Because, we were broke, so I needed a lot of batteries for my remote control car. Wow. So I was like, you think charging your battery for like 20 hours sucks? Try waiting like 4 months to get 4 batteries to put in a remote control car, man.
And then kill it for what?
But used to be able to buy batteries a la carte, so you could just go in and buy one battery. So that was kind of nice. Yeah. Not anymore. Now you're just going to Amazon and buy 20 crappy batteries. Yeah, I said
Family Dollar when I get my
Family Dollar. I have a kicker passive 6x8 component in the front. I'm using the high pass on my head unit. Can I use the low pass on my amp as a band pass and set to how much? Yes, you can. However, most amplifiers don't have a low pass filter high enough in order for that to be a function. You'd have to have a low pass filter that played all the way up to 3200 hertz. You're not going to have that, because if you had that, the amplifier would have a band pass crossover switch already built into it. So no, the best you could do is get like a mid bass, but that wouldn't work because you'd need a 3-way system, because your tweeter's not going to play. Like if your amplifier went all the way. Most of those only go up to like 250. So it's pretty much useless for what you're trying to do. But yes, it technically would work. But no, you don't have the frequencies to do it. Hey, car doesn't have space for factory center. Would you add a center of same quality of other dash speakers? Have a DSP and amp. Have the DSP and amp ability. Yeah, you want the sound to match. So if you are going to do a center, then you would want them to be of the same caliber left and right. So, for example, if you went with like a Flax, you'd want a Flax. If you went with a Morel, you'd want a Morel. You want them to match. It's just like your surround at home. Keep in mind, yes, your DSP would have to have an up mixer built into it, not just a center out. There's a difference. A lot of DSPs will have center output, but it's not up mix, so it's just like a mono out.
If you don't have space,
why bother?
Where are you gonna put it? Like, or you have to fabricate something?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I would just,
if that's what we want, yeah. Why
if
not?
that's what you want, go for it. Cut a hole. No, the amp gain can go to max without the amp clip light coming on. Okay. The amp gain going to max without the clip light coming on is not necessarily a good thing. So it's looking for a specific frequency to turn that light on. It is not looking at all channels. So for example, let's say it looks at 1,000 hertz. And 1,000 hertz coming out of your factory radio has a dip. Could have a 6 dB dip in it. So as you're turning it up, that light never comes on because it's not necessarily seeing any distortion on the frequency that it's looking at. So you want to keep your gains down as low as humanly possible. That's rule number one. Keep them down as low as humanly possible. Yes, you can gain up if need be, but just because the light doesn't come on, don't trust it. That's usually a sign right there that there is something goofy going on. Trust me. Or don't. I don't really care. Aussie Irons in the house.
That's right.
Dude, Marty literally logged out and then logged back in under Aussie Irons. If you guys need a cool soldering iron, make sure to hit up AussieIrons.com.
Yeah. They have new ones.
Yes, I think with the Halo and other floating units, less people desire tablets in the dash. That could be true. That could be true. I mean, I guess it just depends on what your goal for the tablet is. You know?
Playing video games?
Who's playing video games in your dash? It's not even like natural, man. Who's reaching over to do this? That just sounds weird.
That would be cool.
Why?
I don't know.
Do you use SMD products at all? Like their installation blocks and stuff like that? No. Mainly for size.
Yeah.
Most of the installs we do, if you guys have seen, are very tight and very compact and hidden. I love his blocks. Like, we bought a set that we were going to use that we probably don't get to use now because, anyways, that's a whole nother story we'll talk about later.
I think we have.
But we're going to put those in your car.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to move those over to the lab. Actually, I think I'm going to order a second one. So we have one for power, one for ground.
One for ground.
Yeah, so we're going to order a second one. But anyways, regardless of that, what?
No. I think it's just that. I think we would put some fuses.
Well, they're big.
Yeah.
And we need small.
Yeah.
So, at some point.
Yeah.
But as far as his tools go, yeah, we got them all. Literally, we have all his tools now because we just bought the amp dyno. So we have all the tools. So if they're all, there's all the SMD tools there, and then there's the dyno sitting over there. So, we have big fan of Steve, great guy. Him and Fernando are buddies. They talk on the weekends and stuff. All right, let's catch up here. Sorry. Would you use a bass knob and a pack amp pro over the knob that comes with the Kenwood sub amp? Should I install both? You guys rock. Oh, sorry. That's a great question. So the Kenwood 902.5 is the only one that comes with a bass knob, so I'm assuming that's the one you're talking about. That stupid bass knob plugs into the back of the amplifier, so I would probably use the Amp Pro only because, one, it's a nicer bass knob to mount because it's got that really long neck. You can put it almost anywhere you want, and depending on where I'm putting the amplifier, I might not want that there. However, I'm also a big fan of using what comes with the amplifier just because. So I'm trying to think if we've ever done that. But you kind of see where I'm going with that. There might be a reason not to use it depending on where you're putting it. Like if it's going under a seat, we build that stupid thing that goes in front of it so people don't kick it. If you're putting it underneath the seat, then I would definitely use the Amp Pro bass knob because you don't have to worry about somebody kicking it and breaking it off. So I guess it really comes down to what you're doing with the installation. How do you guys change the radio in a 2015 Accord to keep the top screen working? It has to be a non-touchscreen bottom radio. So you have to have just the regular radio there, and buy the Scotia kit, and then you take the factory radio all the way apart, take that whole front bezel off of it, and you relocate it into the glove box. There's a couple of harnesses you have to extend, like you have to have power, ground, accessory, and illumination off of the main harness. You also have to have, there's a secondary harness that plugs into the back of it that I think is like an 8-pin connector or something like that. That one you have to just cut and extend. The other one you can make a T-harness for. But once you've removed the whole face of the radio off, there's a couple buttons that you need, like to set the clock. I usually just take a Sharpie and like write on the radio, like these buttons here, and there's like 3 buttons you need to have access to. But it will mount in the glove box with the glove box opening and closing. We keep wanting to do another one, but the last one we had come in, it was a touchscreen, and you cannot do that on a touchscreen. Like there's no joy on a touchscreen.
Right here.
Oh, I don't know. It's just it's kind of low. You gotta look up our nose. I don't like looking up the nose. Your opinion on putting a fuse on the ground side? I see it on some installs. Okay,
really?
Don't confuse it. There's nothing wrong with it. You're pulling power, both power and ground, so you can put it wherever you want. It's gonna blow no matter what. But a lot of the times what you'll see is what looks like a fuse holder and is actually like a ground distribution. So for example,
well, we have some pictures that actually we put, and some of these people are like, why would you put a fuse on, yes, on the bottom one, yeah, a fuse on the ground side, and it's not a fuse.
So for example, this is not a fuse. This is actually a bus bar that looks like a fuse, and they make them in both sizes. So some people will see this and be like, why did you put a fuse on the ground? It's not. It's a bus bar. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. How do you choose a subsonic filter for a shallow woofer? There's some math, but I typically just do it by ear. I just do it by ear. That's just what it is.
Thomas, what Thomas said?
Thomas says, on that center channel, I have Helix processor, and Dash has a spot for center, but did not come with center. Would help with 2-seat tune? Yes, it would help with a 2-seat tune. If you have a Helix processor, and yes, so whatever speakers you have, whatever brand speakers you have, I'm sure they make some form of a middler or something along those lines, something like a small 2.5 or 3.5 inch speaker. I would buy a set of those and rock on from there.
Helix awesome.
Yeah, because that has the up mixer, so you're pretty cool there. As far as does the Metric Kit work? The Metric Kit is a hit or miss. Some people have great results with it and say it works spectacularly. Other people say, oh my God, this is a nightmare. So, we tried to come out with what we knew worked, because I've seen that other way working by just leaving the factory radio in there. So that's what we did. But yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope. When setting your DSP crossover, do you set the frequencies for the full range of the speaker specifications, or do you need to create a high mid, and a low section? You do not set them for the full range of the speaker at all, no. So typically what you would do is you'd start out by finding the FS of the tweeter. So we're going to start at the tweeter and we're going to work our way out from there. Most tweeters are going to have an FS of, let's say, 17,000 hertz, 100. All right, hold on.
No.
So we have to double it. So most of the time you're going to cross over at 3200 hertz, which means it's going to be 1600.
Yeah.
1600 hertz, sorry. 1600 hertz is going to be your free air resonance, or FS. You typically want to find that first. So find your tweeter's FS and you multiply it by 2, or you multiply it by 2.5 or 3, depending on what you're trying to do. At the bare minimum, you want to do multiply by 2. And there again, none of this is set in stone. This is just a ballpark, a good place to start. If you multiply your FS by 2 and cross it over at 24 dB, Linkwix-Riley, then that's wonderful. That'll get you going. Your mid-range, you're going to run up to that same crossover point. So you're going to cross over, let's say your mid-bass at 80 hertz, which is the default starting point. I wouldn't go much lower than that, and run that all the way up to 3200 hertz at 24 dB per octave, and that'll be your 2 crossover points for those. If you have a mid-range, the mid-range works about the same. Most mid-range are going to stop anywhere between 300 to 350 is where you're going to want to cross those over at. I would start at the higher number, like 350, and see where it goes. They're again at 24 dB per octave slope. The reason for that, if you would like to know more about that, Jeff touches on that on the Saturday show. Trash guy. Touches on that on the Saturday show as far as the phase difference and eliminating any dips in the frequency crossover points. But yeah, don't run it full frequency. I bought one from a junkyard and connected it for okay. Yeah, that works too. Yeah, I bought one from a junkyard for connection for the Honda. Yeah, actually that's what my buddy did, is he bought one from a junkyard. He cut the wings off it and jammed it into the glove box, and that way he didn't have to screw up his factory one. The one we had was obviously a customer's Honda, so we were a little bit more gentle, and we made it so that it could go back together by delicately taking the whole thing apart. We didn't have the option for that. Ford Escape 2013. What put new radio good to get? Find something that's a shallow chassis. So something that's a shallow radio, you'll like yourself better for that. Head over to Metra and find a dash kit for it. And then I think iData makes a harness if it needs one. Question, I'm not getting bass out of my subs using the Tweak 88. Well, there's a couple different reasons why you might not be getting bass out of your subs. First off, you say subs with an S, meaning plural, so I'm assuming you have more than one sub, which means you could have your subwoofers wired up backwards, meaning one positive and one negative on each side is in the wrong position. The easiest way to test for that is to unplug one woofer and see if it gets louder. If it does, simply flip the positive negative on the other woofer and you should get the doubling effect. When you do one backwards, you get the canceling effect. Now, the other option of why you could be doing that has to do with the way you wired up the Tweak. If you didn't get the polarity right on the speakers going into the Tweak, you will have the same problem. Meaning if you got one positive and one negative wrong on, let's say, the driver's front mid-bass, well, then you're going to have cancellation on the electrical side of that system, which means you will not get any bass because you're essentially putting them out of phase or polarity in the wiring, which is going to cause the problem. Bad there. The other problem could be the signal that you tapped into actually just doesn't have any subwoofer sound, which is usually the most common one hooking up. For that, you'd need some form of an RTA so that you could look at the electrical signal coming out of that speaker and see if there is a full frequency signal that you're trying to amplify. A lot of the times in these newer cars, you tap into the rear speakers or something like that, and those aren't where the bass comes from. It actually comes from the front speaker, so you get no bass. Prime example of that would be like any Chrysler vehicle. If you tap the rear speakers, you get no bass. Toyota is very similar to that. The rear speakers just don't put out the bass that the front speakers do. So there's 3 things that you would want to check. None of them
the configuration on the Tweak?
That won't matter. It's just a matter of whether if you wired it in polarity. The simplest test would be to wire everything to one input to see, like for example, in the configuration like he's talking about, you have channel 1, 2, 3, 4. Just configure everything for one channel. So go in and tell it that everything needs to play off of the left front channel. That way, if you did get one of the speakers wired into it backwards, that'll eliminate that because it's just one channel coming in. If your subwoofers get louder, then you know you got something wired up backwards into the processor. You know, just unscrew one and figure out which one it is.
Hey, Elias.
Hey. What door speakers and subs do you recommend to change on a Ram 1500 with the Alpine upgrade? Okay, so if you're looking for a simple upgrade, then obviously Kicker Exelon makes the 6x9 3.5 components. It's a simple upgrade as far as that goes. You pull out the factory stuff, you put this in, it sounds a little better. If you're looking to go full crazy, well then you can Mild to Wild, baby, go as nuts as you want. You know, it goes crazy as you want, man. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, do I want to go a little? Do I want to go a lot? If I want to go a lot, I'm getting in some nice 6.5 components, making some brackets.
You already have a premium sound system, right?
Yeah,
This
so,
is 6x9, so you cannot go low.
Well, it depends on the year. Like if it's a 4 or 5 year old Alpine system, then just doing a basic upgrade because the speakers are tired isn't a bad idea. Adding some subwoofers underneath the seat and you're good to go, like a 10 or something like that. You probably end up with a pretty nice system. But if you're trying to do like I want to build my dream system, well then I'm doing some 6.5 inch components or something like that. There you go. See? Yeah, thank you. So Abraham, check out what he said. Go to driveaccord.net for more about the kit and relocation of the head unit. Yep. Kicker. Would the Kenwood Exelon X80255? I mean, that's okay. So like, that's one of my favorite amplifiers. So I don't know what the other question part for it is, but if you're looking for a small, powerful little amplifier to do a system upgrade, big fan. Audio C1 door speakers and rear and JL audios. Okay. Okay, I didn't see the other part. Why is there a gap there? Yes, that would be enough power to do that. That's actually perfect. That would be wonderful. 2018 Chevy Colorado. Location of factory amplifier, please. There is no factory amplifier. There's a factory brain box that is underneath the. It's in the passenger footwell up behind the air conditioner. If you crawl up in there, you'll see a couple plugs, 2 of which are square. Those are the plugs you want. One plug is going to be 7 of the 8 speaker wires, and the other one is going to be the 8th speaker wire. If you don't want your system to cut off, if you're keeping the factory radio, then I suggest getting yourself a set of audio control green, the LGD greens. Otherwise, the radio is going to cut off.
Yeah.
So definitely pick yourself up a set of those load resistors, and you'll be fine. Hold on. What does that say? Thanks. Could I install a DSP on that Ram 1500 with Alpine? Actually, yeah, you have a lot of options for that Ram 1500 with Alpine. We do have a video showing you one of those. Like, we have a full Ram video with this guy right here. This is the Kenwood Exelon PXR 606 DSP package. This is made to plug right into your factory Alpine system because it's AR compatible. This is an AR controlled amplifier. You can plug this in with the corresponding Dodge harness, which is going to be one of these guys here, 2, 3, or 4, depending on the year. Plug this right in. This will get you a 6-channel amplifier with 4 channels of output. So this will easily do front, rear, sub if you wanted to, or I can do front tweeter, front, mid, rear, and then pick up a sub amp because it, like I said, has 4 DSP'd outputs. This is the simplest solution in your car as far as size, squeezing it in, because this will, like, if you have the 4-door, this will go right up underneath the back seat area, which is, I think, where we put it in the video. Just do Dodge Ram and search this model number right there, and you can check that out. We did a 5-channel system with it, so front, rear, sub. However, there's a lot you can do with it. If it has, it's 6 channels plus 4 outputs. You can go crazy there. Otherwise, if you want to go with a different amplifier config, you can go with the DSR1. There again, it's AR. So you can use one of these 2 harnesses. This will give you 8 channels of preamp output, full DSP, 30 band EQ, walla, do whatever you want there. The other option, of course, would be to go to get the Pack Audio Amp Pro. I believe it's a CH41, depending on the year. That's going to give you 6 channels of preamp output. From those 6 channels of preamp output, you can go to anything you want. Keep in mind, you can also do that with the DSR-1. The DSR-1 you can use as a preamp to go off to anything you want. So the nice thing is you get a DSR-1, and then you decide, oh, I want to go crazy and get some really neat stuff at some point. Easy enough. Just turn it into a preamp, start the EQ off, you're good to go. But there's 3 options. 3. Matt Damon's going to be on tonight. Don't forget. Good evening from the UK. Well, good afternoon. Thank you for your input. Appreciate it. Wish you guys were closer. It happens. Awesome. Thanks. Is there a set of tweeters that would work good on factory amp 2002 Honda Accord Touring? So the guys here. Okay, this is going to be the last question. Yes. Pick up a set of Alpine R-types. They'll fit into the location. They're going to sound better than what you have. That would be a good one to go with the power that you're having. So you want to get something that's semi-efficient, meaning you don't want something that has really crappy efficiency numbers. The more efficient you get it, the louder it's going to be. You don't have a lot of power, so you don't have to worry about that. But check around, look at some of the efficiency numbers on the solo tweeters. Find one that's not really big. It's got to be a normal size tweeter. And then add that into it, and you'll be rocking and rolling with the other. We're missing the thing.
What thing?
The rest. You stopped. Why did you stop?
I don't know. I just got frozen. Yeah.
Get it. Get it.
I was like.
You stopped. Paul came over and he sidetracked you.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. We started talking about other stuff, and you totally were like, for once in your life, you were actually paying attention to a conversation.
Yeah.
Totally funny, and then you totally lost it. You are right, man. You are a one-trick pony.
I'm telling you.
You can't go.
Nope.
That's so funny. What is up, guys? We're just playing around here. We're getting ready for the show. It's 5 o'clock. We're done for the week. Thank God. I know. This is honestly, I'm happy that there's nothing here because it's been a long day. It's been a long week. It's been a long year, and I think it started in February of 2019. You know, it's still going. It hasn't gotten any better since then. But I got my second shot today.
Yeah.
What's up, Natasha?
I'm gonna get mine today.
Today? Your second one? No, you can't get your second one yet. You still got another 2 weeks to go.
We talk about that shot.
That shot.
Talk about different shots.
You're talking about the shot of tequila. That's a totally different thing.
Tonight's shot tape.
And for all you guys that are like, wanting to know about the shots and stuff like that, like, yeah, I get it. We're car stereo. But, I mean, I feel right now that the way the world is, it's like it's okay to mention stuff like that. Yeah. Focal. What is the question? Focal. High energy. All right. Hertz, energy level versus focal. Entry level versus entry level. Okay, I don't know. All right, listen. All right, check this out. We'll get back to the shot thing in a minute. Morel makes a line of speakers called the Maximos. Not with a US, but with an OS. Mm-hmm. Okay? It's just a straight set of 6.5-inch coax components.
It's not S. It's just Maximo.
Maximo? Okay, either way, it's got an O at the end instead of a U. All right? And it's just one set of 6.5-inch components.
Mm-hmm. Scream.
I'm going to tell you right now, some of the best value in town. Like, they scream.
They sound really nice.
They are insane. Like, holy crap. Not only that, this is where it gets fun. The passive crossovers are the simple passive crossovers, so it's not like you got a big box you got to hide somewhere, so you don't have to worry about all that crap. And man, so they're easy to install. They're Morels, and they just like, they're our new, like we've been trying to find a replacement to do in Jeeps, because like in a Jeep, we need something that is just like, yeah. But also reasonably priced, because even though like everyone spends 10 grand on wheels, but when it comes to the stereo, sometimes they're like, oh. So we've been trying to figure out something, because I'm not like the most thrilled with what we do. I don't particularly like the sound, but it's not my, it's whatever. Anyways, my point is man, these Morels are killing it. And I know I'm a fanboy. I'll be the first to tell you I'm a fanboy, but you got to remember too, I also love a lot of stuff. Speaking of a lot of stuff that I love, one of the things you guys asked about last week on Monday's show that we were talking about when we talk about 3.5s, we always bring these guys up. The most expensive pair of 3.5-inch coaxials on the planet. We're going to talk about these tonight on YouTube. So when we do our YouTube show at 6 o'clock, we got them down. I found them. We're going to talk about them. We're going to show you these bad boys. But that's that. Back to what I was saying. I got my shot yesterday. Went running like I'm going to do.
Why?
Because it's what I do, man. I got to mile 4 and I hit concrete shoes. Like heavy concrete shoes. Like, I was looking at my times at the beginning and then my times at the end. I have never felt that weighted down. Like, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die.
That's crazy.
So I turned and just went home because it was a slow run home. And then I got home and I was just like, I can't move. I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. I just sat in the chair for like the next 4 hours. It was very painful. And then coming to work today, like the arm that's holding this phone, I don't know why I'm doing this because it really hurts. It feels like it just, so though I am peppy, he can attest to you this day, I have not, this is the peppiest I've been all day.
Yeah.
Probably because I'm talking to you guys and I love doing that. So,
Right.
But yeah, so the second shot has been murder. The girls are doing okay so far.
It's funny,
but they got
the first one they
got hit hard. I got nothing.
Yeah.
You know, you got your first shot, and you've been kind of dealing with the crud like Sue had.
Yeah. Nothing crazy.
But I don't know. Hopefully tomorrow will be fine, or later tonight. We'll see how it goes. What's up, everyone? All right, so let's. We got Canada in the house. Hey guys, what's up? Whoop, whoop. FL join. All right. You guys rock. No, you rock.
You guys rock.
I bought R-Types, but now I'm thinking about going Morel. Yeah. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. R-Types are nice.
Yeah.
But, you know, hey, man.
Go Morel.
Go Morel.
To the team.
Welcome to the team. You were easy to win over. What can I see the review on the hybrids? We actually did that already. Like, we did the whole hybrid thing. They're already in his car. They've been there for like a month and a half. We did it about a month ago.
Like a month.
But you can check it out. It's in the Car Stereo Labs playlist. So go to the Car Stereo Labs playlist. Probably the last 2 Car Stereo Labs in that playlist. We unboxed them. We went all the way through them. We're actually getting ready to take them out again to do another set of speakers that we have to review because now we have some Ground Zero uraniums that are going to go in there. And then we have the Ground Zero uranium amp. So we're going to straight up put that in, full active, non-DSP, 6-channel amp. Variable bias, which is like next level stuff, which we'll talk more about in the video. But oh man, these amps are sexy.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
They're so sexy. It's Ooh, if you haven't, I know. Ooh, man, I'm excited.
Just wait for
I don't want to spoil it. You know, and I feel bad
wait.
because normally when we talk about stuff and it's like, but
Oh, well,
I want to wait until the
last
video.
week.
Yeah, I
that
just
I
want to
bring
wait.
the amplifier and everything.
I was like, no, because I just, it's like I want to wait because I want that whole uranium thing to just happen. But man, dude, I'm super excited about those. What's that?
You're resting the arm?
Yeah, I am resting the arm. Thank you guys. A text. Yeah. Hold on.
There you go.
All right. Thanks. All right. I was trying to read this one. I know texting easier. I just finished switching back to the factory. Oh yeah, this is Christian. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yep. Christian got a new Audi. Perfect. Just done with installed. I did a Jeep.
Rocking my Morels. Awesome.
Oh, rocking the Morel shirt. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Yes, that's Oscar.
Yeah. What's up, Oscar? Hold on. All right, let's get down here. What was this? Oscar. Yeah, right. Morel says hi. Do you wear the shoes you wear in the bay when I'm running? I'm guessing is the question. No, I don't. For running, I use a brand called Newton. It's a totally different thing. The 5-toe or glove feet or whatever the hell those are, whatever you want to call them. I just wear those every other time other than when I'm, So I have them on now, but I don't wear those when I'm running because I need a little bit more support. Getting older. If going with three-way with 3.5-inch mid-range, would you go with a 6.5 or an 8-inch mid-bass? I'm going to be ordering the Illusion from Paul, just trying to figure out the mid-bass. It really comes down to what is going to fit and how much effort you want to put into making it fit. And by that, I just don't mean mounting the speaker in the door. First off, if you have a 6.5 in the door and you have a hole that's big enough for a 6.5, meaning the sound is behind it is a 6.5, putting an 8 in there doesn't necessarily you're going to get more sound, because now you're asking that 8-inch to push more air through that grill. It's not going to do that so well. The other thing too is the 8-inch is going to move more air. You're going to have that back pressure from the grill, and also you're going to have to really sound dampen the door drastically, because it's basically like a woofer in the door. So it doesn't always make sense to go up to it, especially if you're doing a really nice subsystem in the back. Allowing those subs in the back to couple with the mid-bass in the door, you'll be fine. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a big mid-bass fan. I love mid-bass, but there's also diminishing returns and practicality of doing something. And it's like, you know, if you have a really awesome 6.5-inch mid-bass, done well, done in the door, the right hole for it, you're gonna have a better experience than just spending the extra $300 to $400 and possibly a total of $1,000 with the amount of work you're gonna have to do to make that thing just fit in the door. Might not be worth it. But there again, I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm just laying out the information for you to make a decision, something you might not have thought about. That's about it there. New question, how do you integrate the Pack Audio Amp Pro to a DSR1 to the amps? So the only time you do that is like in a Chevy, which I'm assuming that's what you mean, because otherwise, the only car that they don't overlap functionality on is the Chevy. Real simple. You set the DSR1 up as a standard DSP 4-channel input. So you'd use front and rear or front and sub out of the Amp Pro into it, and then that's it. It's not anything harder than that. So the DSR1 is unique DSP in that it can do 3 types of installation. It can do iData, which is AR, which is basically Amp Pro style installations. It can be a standalone DSP, meaning it has 4 channels of line level input that you can hook up to anything that has line level output. And then it has 4 channels of high level input. There again, you can hook up to anything that has 4 channels of high level output. And that's pretty much it. It's as easy as it sounds. Yeah. Pfizer? Yeah, it was Pfizer, Johnny. Yeah. Dude, this arm is just like, dude, I feel like you punched me, because you're big and probably hurt if you punched me. That's a compliment, by the way. You're a big dude. But you're so nice. Like, he's the nicest guy in the world, so man. Nice, I feel like he'd be like, oh my God, I'm sorry. Yeah. You know, like over there going, ice cream makes everything better. Do you guys have Rita's where you guys are? Italian ice? Rita's Italian ice? Have you ever had a Rita Italian ice? The only reason why I say that is because they have frozen custard, which has nothing. I don't go for the Italian ice. I go for the frozen vanilla custard with sprinkles. Because, and colored sprinkles at that, because winners get colored sprinkles. God, yeah. Anyways, I love frozen custard. Like, oh my gosh. It's like frozen custard from a machine. The gelato, you can get it like the store, you know, the one that comes in that clear container with like the layers of stuff in it. Have you seen that? Oh my God, dude,
yeah,
that is, dude,
yeah,
okay, well, I'll be a girl in that room. I don't care, because that stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
Greetings. I would like to know if you have the kit for the Pioneer tablet for the car Kia Sorento. If Mentra doesn't make it, we're not gonna have it. But if they make it, we'll probably have it.
Right.
That's the easiest way to say that. No sir, squirrel. I know. Oh yes, Italian core. Yeah.
Okay.
Need to make an appointment for a backup camera, aftermarket radio. That was today's deal. We did that all day today and all day yesterday. Why do my driver's side coaxial sound louder than the passenger side running factory system? Well, because for one, they're closer. A speaker that's closer to you is going to be louder. Plus, it depends on where they're located and how easy it is to get to your ear. If you put a microphone in the headrest position and have the ability to turn left and right, up or down, or on and off, you'll see that the driver's side is typically louder than the passenger side. That's where time alignment comes in. Time alignment adds milliseconds of delay, meaning it holds it and releases it, which helps to line that volume up. One of the big purposes of a DSP is to help that volume from the left and the right match, both on frequency level, which is what an EQ does, as well as an overall volume left-right. That's what an aftermarket DSP does. Now, balance and fader on your radio can help that. So for example, if you went out to my car right now, the Mustang with the crappy factory system, I actually have it faded to the passenger side about 3 to compensate for that, to help move the sound over more into the center of the car, as opposed to sounding like everything is just coming out of the driver's side door. It does have the driver's side setting on it, but when you do that, everything sounds like a 3.5 in the dash, and it just sounds terrible. There's no depth to the music at all. Whereas if I just move my channel fader over, I get left and right instruments and a little bit of a center channel. It just sounds wider and a little bit more better. A little bit more better.
A little bit more better. It's not a little bit more better.
It's a little bit more better. Any replacement for the Toyota non-JBL head unit, looking like there's a single din behind it. You got to be more specific on the Toyota that you're looking at. But there again, Metra is going to be your kit. Metra's on point. Okay, go to metraonline.com. They're the only company that seems to be caring about making dash kits right now, so definitely head over there. I have a 2011 4Runner with a JBL. I need a bypass harness. I think you have to make that one.
2011?
Yeah, I think that's the one you have to make. Floating screen 2019. How did you like the new F-150? We have yet to get one to come in the bay. Actually, okay, so great question, Johnny. I love the new tweeter location, because they went back to the previous, on the model that we've been working on, those tweeters are up in the front of the dash. Remember the version before it that had the little round tweeter that faced you? They went back to that, but it's like the tweeter's twice the size. So now you can fit, like, I think what did we do? K2s in there? K2s were actually almost too big. So we had to make a sleeve to go around the K2 to have it pop right in, but there was no work needed other than that. So like most tweeters are just gonna go right in there with the minimal amount of work. So I'm super excited about that. And they're aimed at you. So they're more on axis as opposed to off axis. I thought they sounded a lot better. The door, they changed a few pieces in the door. Like now the door panel actually pushes into the door a little bit, so like it's going to be hard to do like a rigid panel there, because once you pull the door off, you'll see that the water vapor barrier has like pushed in parts now, so we weren't able to build a solid panel for that. But you could probably still put like a thicker piece of like plastic there, or maybe heat it up or something and get it to mold in. The power window motor seems to be either up a little higher or a little bigger, so when you're mounting your speaker, if you go for the center spot, it needs to go up like about a half inch, quarter of an inch, because you were complaining that they needed to go up just a tad.
Probably.
Yeah. As far as like the A to B, that worked the same, like the Zen A to B plugged right in, and that actually, we didn't know if it was a software update on that or if it's just working better now, but the Zen A to B worked a lot better in the 2021 than it did in any of the other ones we've ever done. Rear doors were the same. Sound-wise, it was fun to set up, but I mean, all in all, it's not that much different. It just looks nicer. If you get the one that has the Zen A to B, keep in mind now there's a giant hole for the free air sub that they have in there that you have to cap off. So charge accordingly. You're gonna need like a 6x5 piece of plastic with some roadkill to totally make that go away. Hey, what is this one? To match up with the Illusion, the factory is a 6x9. I ordered Ground Zero Pro kit, and sub is the Morel top of the line 12-inch. So just trying to figure out 8-inch, 6.5, or even a 6x9 mid bass. And by who? That's a good question. I mean, so there again, when Nick did his, he went with the Flax. He started out with the M, and then he ended up with the flax because that's just what worked the best in his particular scenario. So he tried the he tried the M. I believe he tried the Kevlar.
I don't think the M was ready by that time.
No, it was because he actually started with a set of 8-inch M's in the door and ended up going with the because if I remember right when I was listening to the show, he started out with a set of 8-inch M's and ended up, or he might have had 8-inch Illusions.
Probably.
But he ended up with 6-inch flax. So I don't know.
I mean, Illusion make the 8.
There again, like I said, it all falls back to that same conversation we had earlier. So I don't know. Maybe give him a call.